All right, so Oliver and I rescued an 8-ball champ from a homeowner in Leesburg. It was decrepit. It was really, really bad. They considered it a loss, so I put a few dozen hours in this machine with Oliver's help.
8-ball, 3-ball.
We've got it totally rehabbed. The original back glass, one of the reasons they thought it was rude.
Quit talking and start chalking.
As you can see, about a third of it's gone. So it looked terrible. But I was lucky in finding a vendor that actually creates a translite, a plastic translite. So I was able to replace the effect of the back glass. The playfield cleaned up really well. There is some use. It's not perfect. It's not factory fresh, but it is very clean. There's no wear spots. I re-blacked most of the inlays so that they pop and are a lot more crisp. And the bulbs were not all flashing and sequencing correctly. There were a bunch of dead shorts in the machine. I went through and fixed all those. And we also put new capacitors on the backs of these target banks because there's an actual target behind the target bank target that also can be triggered. And if it doesn't have a capacitor on it, it doesn't always register. So now they all register like they're supposed to. All the plastics have been polished. I've got
Rack them up.
That's the button to start.
Solids.
Yeah. So I've got the decal on order for Champ. Let me go ahead and shut it down. I don't want it to start. So I've got that decal on order. Inside the machine, the original 6803 processor. The board is really, really clean. It even has the original 1980 battery, which I will be deleting before I sell it. I just haven't received the battery pack yet. I considered putting an NVRAM in.
Talking and start chalking.
That would make it work endlessly without a battery, but right now with the chip shortage, those are at least $30, if not more. And I'm not even sure if there's any in stock. The vendor that sells them was having a stocking issue. So I may just put a remote battery pack in. I will be removing this as soon as the battery pack gets here. The Bally Squawk and Talk board in perfect shape. I've just refreshed all the capacitors. It has a fresh capacitor rebuild, so it's been completely cleaned and rebuilt. The power supply, a couple of small repairs, but fundamentally it's stock, works perfectly. Everything in this machine's in the head, including the transformer. So everything's in here. There's almost nothing in the box of the machine. Inside these rows are the SCRs that control the lights. There were about 6 that were bad. I've soldered them, replaced them. I've documented that. They're all good to go. What's cool about this machine, the backlash translate slides in and out, as you can see. So it's really safe and easy to open this machine up and work on it. You don't have to worry about where the backlash goes. It hides in here. All 4-player displays are bright and crisp, as well as the credit display. This machine has a factory free play, and it's in free play. And the way those are controlled, this is the only machine I've ever seen have this. It's got this control panel right here that once you're in the menu, you can use these codes with a code sheet to do all sorts of configuration of the machine. So it's a heck of a lot easier to get around than cycling through the button for a million times. To that end, the audio for this demonstration is maxed out. There's 4 audio settings, from none to just target sounds, to target and background sounds, to talking. So you heard it talk a couple of times. It heckles you, tells you to hurry up, tells you you've scratched and what have you. So we have it in maximum right now so you can experience what it's like. So I'll go ahead and put a game through it.
Chalk up. Rack them up. Solids.
We'll do a quick one. Point of the game is to play a game of pool. It is a single ball game. It is not a multi-ball.
1 ball.
It's still fun to play. It's a lot of target shots. This game is all about patience and aim.
Get the 1 ball.
So it tells you what it wants you to do.
7 ball. Sink the
Heckles
1
you.
ball.
There's the 1 ball.
Nice shot. Get the 3 ball. Nice shot. Make the 4 ball. 6 ball. Shoot for 4 ball.
And it'll tell me I scratched.
Too bad you scratched.
The object, of course, being get all your balls and then sink the 8 ball.
Get the 2 ball.
my game
Too
tonight.
bad you scratched.
So I have it set to 3-ball. You can configure it for a number of ball configurations, including 5-ball. I find 3-ball is the most authentic.
Take the 2-ball. Nice shot. Shoot for 4-ball.
Let's see if we can do this.
Nice shot.
All right, 5-ball on the playing field. I don't think I'm going to get it. Nah.
Too bad you scratched.
So I'll take some still pictures of it as well. I was hoping to put this machine on location
One more game, perhaps?
locally in Leesburg, and I'm talking to a couple of places, so I still may be able to do that. If I can put it on location, I'm not going to sell it. Once the Champ decal is in, if I can't place it on location, I'm definitely going to sell it. I'm thinking about $19.50. I think will be the asking price for this one. So it's a great home game. There's not a lot to go wrong. There's not a lot of places to get screwed up. It's extremely stable, and the electronics have weathered the decades. So this ought to be a fun machine for the home environment, for somebody who just enjoys shooting a basic game of pinball. All right, let me know if you have questions.